Hey guys, welcome to another video. Yes, I'm back with hopefully a much better mic this time. I actually don't know what happened to the last one, but the audio quality was just horrible. Like, I sound like I was underwater for part of it, so yeah, I had to order a new one. And so because of that, I actually edited like the footage and everything first, and I'm doing the voiceover over that footage. So yeah, I'm not sure how well this is gonna go, but guess we'll find out. But anyways, today we'll be flying Aurigny between Southampton and the little island of Alderney on the Dornier Do-228. I've wanted to fly this trip for a long time because, like, obviously you wouldn't fly a Dornier Do-228, it's like such a rare plane to fly on these days. And also just one more thing, like, how is the airline actually pronounced? Like, I've always said this is Aurigny with a G, but then I heard everyone else is saying with silent G, like gnome, so I'm really quite confused by how you're supposed to pronounce it. But yeah, anyways, here we are at Southampton Airport Parkway. The day I was here, there was actually maintenance work along the tracks, so I actually had to get a rail replacement bus from Eastleigh, which is like 5 minutes away. I literally could have just walked. But anyway, here we are at the pick-up and drop-off area at the front of the airport. As you can see, it's very quiet. It's just mainly because we're in a quiet spell. There's like 1 2 hour gap between flights, so nobody's really arrived here. And here's another shot of the car park. Splendid architecture and a lot to talk about, as you can imagine. Yeah. So, how's your April been? At least I think it'll be April when this goes out. Yeah. I'm actually editing this in March before a big trip, so I'm just clearing out all my backlog. You should be seeing that big trip, I think sometime in June, maybe, hopefully. And here we go. Here's the inside of the airport. There's about 15 counters. The one for Aurigny's on the very far right, as you can tell, because it's got the yellow screen. I know, what a surprise. Amazing. This commentary is going great, you know. It's really hard to talk like just non-stop, and then I will just do that, and then my brain will just freeze, like it'll just shut itself down completely, and I'll just have an awkward pause, and it'll just sound weird. Like, I know I can type everything out on a notepad and just read it out, but to me that just feels so scripted and so dull and boring. Like, it'd just be me reading off a screen. And I do theatre as well, so it's not like I'm not used to this, but it's just like, in theatre at least you memorize your lines, but here you actually have to like say everything out sort of spontaneously, and sometimes my brain just can't do that. But anyways, here we are airside. It's quite nice actually. There's not a whole lot of people, there's a lot of seats, some shops, and some natural light, although not as much as I would like it to have. There's just a lot of bland walls really. And here is our plane arriving from Alderney. It is a Dornier 228. Well, of course it's a Dornier 228, like, that's why you clicked on this video, right? But anyways, we should be boarding shortly. Like, there's not a whole lot of things to do to turn it around. You know, 5 people get off, you might refuel for 10 minutes, and, you know, you're off. They also played a safety video here at the gate, so I'm just going to shut up and let you hear it.
Remind you that smoking is not permitted on board any of our aircraft. This excludes the use of electronic cigarettes.
Here we are, finally boarding, and you should have some information on your screen coming up now. She is one of 3 Dornier 228s in Aurigny's fleet, and oh my god, it's just so nice to finally be able to do this. I've got this on my bucket list for such a long time, and I've just got a huge grin on my face just do this voiceover now. It's awesome. And here we are, first views out of the window. This is just so cool. Like, if you live anywhere in the UK, and I would just recommend you just do this for at least once, just for experience. It is so amazing. And one of the reasons why it's so cool is it's that, like, yeah, you literally can just see the cockpit from like the front, and you just see everything the pilot's doing. It's great. Although it's not really for tall people, because as you're about to see, the legroom is quite terrible. I'm just going to shut up for a second and let you enjoy the engine start.
So hydraulics is complete. We are clear, the right bottom locks, and we have started. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, start.
I'm not sure if you can hear it. I did try to turn it up as much as I can, but you can actually hear like the pilots going through like the startup checklist at the start, which is just so cool. Anyways, I'm just gonna cut straight to the takeoff and enjoy. And here we are airborne out of Southampton airport. I've actually been to Southampton 3 times to photograph the cruise ship specifically. For those who don't know, Southampton is the #1 port of departure for cruises even in the UK. So yeah, they've got this park nearby, so you can like get really close to cruise ships as they depart. I would highly recommend you visit here if you're like into big ships or just cruises. Also, I would really check the timetable on the Port of Southampton's website before you visit, because there's some days where you get no ships and then there's days where you get 3 or 4. And yeah, the cruises only really pick up in summer. You might get like the odd 1 or 2 in winter, but really the best time to come is the summer. Really, there's nothing else in Southampton apart from like just the cruise terminal. So if you're gonna come, I would recommend you like visit like Bournemouth or Portsmouth and go to the Isle of like Wight or something, and just visit Southampton like as the afternoon, like just add on to it. Because they all leave in the afternoon, so you could just go to like Portsmouth for the day, go by the beach or something, and then just visit Southampton like on the way back, or just like when you finish for the day. Yeah, it's really cool. Anyways, flight time to Alderney will be 20 minutes only. I've recorded the full flight and I've included it as a time lapse, so yeah, enjoy. And here we go, welcome to a very wet and rainy Alderney as we arrive a full 30 minutes early. Yeah, really. Like, this is only a 20-minute flight, by the way. We literally arrived before our scheduled departure time, which is not something you see very often. But yeah, anyways, here are my scores on the flight. A very nice flight with Aurigny on the Dornier Do-228. Obviously the price is quite expensive, £100 for a 20-minute hop is quite a lot. If you come from Guernsey, I think it's a bit cheaper, it's only about £50 for a single. Also you do have to get off, so you have to also pay the £50 to get back. I think that they've got a ferry service in the summer, although I did check it's quite expensive as well, it's about £40 I think if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Alderney is just expensive island to get into and out of. Is it worth it? Personally, I say it is. Getting to see the cockpit and the pilots at work is such a special and unique experience. It's not something you're able to get in a big modern airline these days, so it's worth visiting just for that, to be honest. And also it's so close to London, which is where I live. It's only like an hour by train for me, so yeah. And Alderney, is it worth visiting for an hour or two? I say it definitely is. Like, it's not the most popular tourist destination, that's quite an understatement, but it's definitely worth visiting because they've got some interesting history here. The island was actually occupied by the Germans in the war, so they built some, guns here, they built a concentration camp here and a load of bunkers, so you've got to see remnants of that. The bunkers are actually open to the public and restored. I actually took a load of videos here, which I will attach to the end of this video, so feel free to stick around for that. Luckily for you, you get to watch this video in a very nice, warm and dry room, which is not what I got when I had to film it. yeah, don't come here in March, guys. If you're gonna come in like June or July, when you're at least gonna get some sunshine, not just rain all day. And here we are walking to arrivals. As you can hear, there's so much wind and just so much rain. Like, I spent the entire day feeling quite miserable, so yeah, don't come in March, seriously. And here we are. Luckily the rain did stop for about 2 hours right after I arrived, so I didn't get completely soaked. Well, at least not at first. Here you can see a mount for a German gun. There's about 3 or 4 of them here. They're all on the right. And yeah, there's absolutely just nobody here. I think I saw a total of about 3 people in my time on the island, which isn't too surprising because like nobody's insane enough to just come out walking in this weather. And here we have a commemorative plaque on what was a gate on Sylt concentration camp. It was built in 1942 and this is all that's left of it as the Germans burned and destroyed everything right before the British came. And the airport is just to the left. I mean, it's basically just the wrong way. I basically just walk around the perimeter of the airport, which is where most of these historical landmarks are. If you want to stay for a bit longer, you can visit the towns. They've got a heritage railway there. Yeah, I know, on this tiny little island, it's awesome. And here we have what is probably the highlight of my time here on Alderney. Perfect timing as well, as it just started raining. It's an old German bunker that they restored and is now open. You basically just come in whenever you want. It's called the wildlife bunker because it's used to highlight wildlife and stuff on the island. And yeah, it's like when you come in, like it's super creepy at first because it's like underground, it's old, and it's like super dark. I mean, I must have just stood here for like a minute wondering like if I should go in or like what's down there. But yeah, once you do go in, it's like super nice and super like interesting because they restored it exactly as it was back in 1940s, so it's like super interesting to read about like the history of the bunker and like how it was used and everything. And yeah, feel free to like pause the video to read everything if you want. And yeah, apart from this bunker, I really didn't do much after this because it just started pouring. I didn't fancy getting soaked. So yeah, I basically just hid in here for like half an hour and made a run to the airport. Yeah, the weather was horrible today. And here is the main room of the bunker. They've got some historical information here, as well as a load of leaflets like showcasing attractions on Alderney as well as the other Channel Islands. The best thing about this bunker is that it's completely run and maintained by volunteers, which is like so awesome, like their dedication and everything. And in the second room, right in front here, they use this one to highlight the wildlife and everything on the island, and like especially like the birds, so it's super interesting if you're into bird watching and that sort of stuff. And here we have the view outside of the bunker. On a good day you can see France to the left and maybe Guernsey to the right, but obviously you can't see anything today because the weather's horrible. So yeah, I'll end this video here. My next video should be on the return flight from Guernsey back to London Gatwick. So thanks for watching, and see you there. See ya! Yes! 5 takes, 5th take. Oh my god, I can't believe I finished that. Right, I need to go to sleep. I'm exhausted.